Hi, this is Jack Stanley, and I just wanted to talk for just a few moments. First off, a week ago I was feeling very bad. I was losing blood. I didn't know how much at first, then I realized it was a lot. And I started getting lightheaded and confused and realized I had to do something, so we went to the emergency room. Now, going to the emergency room in a hospital during a pandemic is a very interesting thing. You can't have anybody there with you. All the various areas of an emergency room are cordoned off, and everything's there to try to keep disease from spreading. And so they looked at me and they realized I had really lost a lot of blood, and they admitted me. And then I was giving a lot of intravenous, and they did a lot of research and tests on me and did an operation on me, and I'm doing much better, I may say. And finally I was released on Friday, and I'm home. The interesting thing is this. I didn't expect what was going to happen as soon as I got out of the hospital. We left the hospital, walked off, and then took a car, but later that night all hell broke loose, and we started having protests and riots and things like that. People were shot right where I was standing hours later, which is kind of frightening. So we're going through a very difficult period of time. We have been for a while. We've gone through a pandemic, and now we're going through an epidemic in a different form, with riots and protests throughout the country, and usually in large cities, urban centers. And riots and protests are part of the American way. While we may be upset about it, we have to look at our history and realize throughout our history that's how we expressed our displeasure. This very country was formed through riots, and we have to understand and accept that, as much and as painful as it may be. The other thing is that we are reaching a situation right now in which neither side, and we've broken into two countries here, neither side will talk to the other. Neither side respects the other, and neither side truly understands the other. And so, I guess what we have to do eventually is try to find a way to live with each other. And I support these protests. I'm not happy about the destroying of a lot of stores, especially little stores that are like people's dream that they spent their whole lives building. Large corporations is a whole different thing, but a little mom and pop shop, sometimes they can't afford to fix things, and they've already lost a lot because of the pandemic. So I hope that people will be smart that way. If you're destroying places, leave the little shops alone. And so we will slowly heal from this, and hopefully learn from this, and hopefully fix the wrongs and the ills and the problems. And there are problems. And I think we all realize the fact that so many things that should happen haven't. And it's about time that they do. I always remember the speech that Martin Luther King gave in 1963. It's called I Had a Dream. And that's all well and good, that part, but I like the beginning of it. And I'm paraphrasing here. He said we came to cash a check that was issued 100 years ago. And it was returned saying insufficient funds. It was talking about the Proclamation of Emancipation. And 100 years later, there were still massive issues and brought about the Great Society. And now we're running into more issues, that we're having trouble with urban centers, and we have to find ways of helping and fixing and strengthening the bonds of family, strengthening the bonds of communication with government and officials and the police and the citizens. There's so much that we need to do. And in a perfect society, we could, but we're not a perfect society. And so, as I sit and heal, I'm going to watch this country hopefully sit and heal a little bit. And then add some medication to try to fix things a little bit. That's about all I wanted to say in this time of remarkable history and trouble in the United States. Please take care of yourselves. Everyone, take care of yourselves. And talk to you soon.